Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are having a good day. Thanks for joining me today. It is afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody who's joining me live right now and who will be jumping on soon. And if you are watching on the replay, hello to you as well. Thanks for joining me. And we're going to have a fun lesson today. It is Thursday afternoon here in Tokyo. And as you can see, if you've joined my previous lessons, you can tell that I'm not in my usual location. I didn't have time to get there today. So I'm actually in a different place, but hopefully it's okay. I think the lighting is okay. Hopefully everybody can see me well. Again, thanks for joining me. We're going to have a fun lesson today. We're going to be practicing, and if you did read the description of the lesson, we're going to be practicing storytelling today. Storytelling. Storytelling is so important in any language, and of course, especially in English. So that's what we're going to practice today. And more specifically, we're going to be studying the past continuous and the past tense. I know a lot of people here are maybe watching from lunch, or you're watching very late at night, or maybe early in the morning. So I want to jump right into the lesson so we can get into it. Everybody can start speaking English right away. But let's get some formalities out of the way. Let's YFS, hello. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you are doing well. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson as well. All right, like I said, we're going to be doing present continuous. So, and sorry, not present continuous, past continuous. I lost my train of thought there. Past continuous and past tense. Now, a lot of lessons, you will be doing these like a past continuous versus past tense. But in this lesson, we're not going to choose either one. We are actually going to be joining them together. We'll be using them together to make stories. And a lot of times when we're telling a past story, it's important that we use both of these verb tenses. All right. So as usual, I'm going to put my lesson onto the screen for everybody to see. And today's lesson, we are going to be looking at past continuous and past tense. All right. So this is one of the lessons I use at my school. It's a much longer lesson. We go over pronunciation, we go over slang, we go over a bunch of things. But for today's live lesson, we're going to focus more just on the grammar. We're going to look right here. You know, what is the past and what is the past continuous? Now, first of all, let's go over what each one means. So let's start with the past tense first. And I'm going to make this a little bigger so everybody can see. Let's stretch my screen out a bit. And if you notice me looking at different places, I'm just trying to figure out, I've got two screens going here. So I'm trying to look at both and see everybody's comments. So the past tense. The past tense is used when we're talking about a completed action in the past. This action is completely done. It happened, it's over, and it's a specific point in the past. So if you look at, you know, the sort of chart down here, past tense is only talking about this one point. We're talking about a specific point in the past. Now, for example, we have the example sentence over here. I brushed my teeth. I brushed my teeth. So this morning I woke up, I brushed my teeth. That action is finished. It's over. It's completed. That is the past tense. So next, what is past continuous? Past continuous is a little bit different. Past continuous is talking about a past action. It's talking about a past action. So if we look at the chart down here, so in this past continuous verb tense, the action has started in the past and it's continuing. It's continuing. This action is not finished. Now, it doesn't continue to now. The action is definitely in the past, but it's an action that is continuing. So it's moving, right? So if we look at the example sentence here, I was brushing my teeth. I was brushing my teeth. Now, to make a past continuous sentence, we're always going to be using was, were, plus the ing. Was, were, plus the ing. All right, so whenever the past continuous, please follow that grammar conjugation. Past tense, you have to just remember how to change each verb into the past tense. So that's a lot of vocabulary study that you have to do. So let's go back to these sentences. So how do we use past and past continuous together? How do we use those together? So it's not that difficult. So one action, we're talking, and I'm going to call it the long action, right? The long action is the past continuous action. It's the action that's moving. It's continuing. And then we have a short action. The short action is finished. It happened. It's over. It's completed. Now, we are going to use the past continuous and past when two actions are meeting each other. All right, so let's look at my sentence. While I was watching TV. All right, so this action, watching TV, it's continuing, it's moving. I'm doing it, or I was doing it. Then while I was watching, so I'm watching TV, then the phone rang. Ring, 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 ring. So it's happening at the same time. So one action is happening. Then the past action is going to interrupt that long action. So we have the long action is happening and the short action interrupts it. So while I was watching TV, then the phone rang, ring, 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 ring. So that's how we use them together. Now, let's look at some important keywords. First, are there any questions with that grammar so far? Any questions so far? And if you have any questions at any time, you can leave it down in the comment section. All right, XYZ, all good. That is good. Welcome, XYZ. Thanks for joining me today. Okay, so if there are no questions, let's move on to the keywords. Now, whenever we use past continuous, whenever we use past, sometimes we have some keywords. And we've got my keywords right here. Now, please ignore this. My computer at my school and my computer here, the fonts don't match. So it has a funny looking symbol there. Now, keywords. We have two keywords that we are going to use for past continuous. I want you to remember them. As and while. Okay, please remember as and while. And for today's lesson, I want you to just remember while. Let's use while for today's lesson. So whenever you have the word while is always followed with the past continuous. All right, so we always have while plus the past continuous. If you want to use as, that's also the same, as plus the past continuous. So if we go back to our example sentence, you can see I've got while, and then I've got the past continuous. All right, so while plus the past continuous. Please remember that. Now, next, we're going to have the word when. Whenever you use the word when, we are going to follow it with the past tense. We're going to follow it with the past tense. So if you have when, it's plus past tense. Now, these are not 100% strict grammar rules. If you use when plus past continuous, that's okay. A lot of people do that. But I think it's a little bit easier to remember if we can separate it. Let's use while, and we use past continuous, and when we can use past. All right, so try to remember those two rules. So if we try to make the sentences, I've got, let's use while now. I've got while I was watching TV. So I've got my past continuous. And I'm just going to put this as PC. I'll put past continuous. While I was watching TV, so that action is continuing. Then what action interrupts it? What action stops it? The phone rang. The phone rang. That's the past tense. Now, in this situation, I've put while at the very beginning of the sentence. But it is possible I could put while, I could put it into the middle of the sentence as well. It can go at the beginning or the middle. So let's look at the middle. Same meaning, but this time our past tense is going to go first. And then past continuous goes after. The phone rang while I was watching TV. The phone rang while I was watching TV. These two sentences have the same meaning. I was watching TV, and then the telephone rang. All right, now let's look at another example. And in this example, we're using as. Right? Today's lesson will focus mainly using while, but it's important we also study how to use as. All right, so I've got my past tense and past continuous. If we put while or as in the middle, please begin with a past sentence. My friend visited me as I was cooking dinner. My friend visited me as I was cooking dinner. So I was cooking dinner, cooking, and my friend visited me. All right. And then if we put as at the beginning, then we begin with past continuous, and then we finish with the past. As I was cooking dinner, my friend visited me. Okay, so that's how we use while. That's how we use as. So remember, with while, we want to use the past continuous. Follow the while with a past continuous. So now let's look at when. Let's look at when. All right, let's look at the next sentence. And in this next sentence, it says, I was walking in the park when I saw my friend. So we've got when in the middle. Now remember, after when we use the past tense. So we've got our past tense right there. Before the when, we could use past continuous. Was walking. Was walking. So I was walking in the park when I saw my friend. So I was walking. Oh, hey, friend, how are you? So those two actions are meeting each other. The past action is interrupting the past continuous action. All right, so now if we put when at the beginning, it changes. The meaning is the same, the order will change. Remember, after when, we need the past tense, So it's saw. After that, I will use my past continuous. Okay, so we've got when I saw my friend, I was walking in the park. When I saw my friend, I was walking in the park. These two sentences, they have the same meaning. They're completely the same. It is your choice. You can put the sentence, you can put when in the middle, or you can put it at the end. You can put it in the middle, or you can put it at the end. Okay, so that's how we make the sentences. Does everybody understand? Now, I know a lot of you are going to be watching on the replay. So everybody who's watching on this replay, if you don't understand this, you can ask me any question down below. Also, if anybody wants a copy of this lesson, please let me know. I can provide that for you. All right. If there are any questions, leave them in the comment section. Remember, you can always leave any comment down below at any time, either during the lesson or during the replay. So if there are no questions, again, I'm moving a little bit faster today because I know, at least here in Japan, it's lunchtime. So if you're watching during your lunch break from work or school, then I want to get a completed lesson done, hopefully in an hour. So I am moving a little bit fast. So if I'm moving too fast for anybody watching during the replay, you can always pause and rewind and listen to my explanations again. Okay, if there are no questions, let's move to the first exercise. And in this first exercise, you must choose. Will you change the verb using a past tense or past continuous? So please use the past or the past continuous to complete the sentence. So number A, it says I something, and we're going to use the verb walk in the park when it something. Please use the verb begin to rain. Now, remember, one of the verbs will be past tense. The other one will be past continuous. Please choose which is which. And remember, don't forget your key words. As, while, when. Don't forget those key words. All right, so if you have the answer, please leave it in the comment section. Okay, XYZ was walking and began. So I was walking in the park when it began to rain. Perfect answer, XYZ. Perfect answer. So let's put that in here as well so everybody can see the answers. I was walking in the park when it began to rain. All right, so that means I was walking in the park, everything is fine, then suddenly it rained. It rained. Now, also, good thing to remember here, after begin, usually we're going to use to plus the verb, to plus the verb. Okay, any questions with that? All right, if there are no questions, and remember, if I move past, that's fine. You can always ask your questions and I will come back to that. YFS has an answer. I was walking in the park when it started to rain. Yes, very good. Very good. We're going to use the verb begin. As you can see, it's in the sentence, but same meaning. Started to rain is also the same meaning. Very good, YFS. All right, let me get this banner off the screen so it doesn't bother us anymore. All right, let's look at B. Let's look at B. While Kenji something, and we're going to use the verb watch. Okay, so we've got this verb we'll use, TV, the phone, and we're going to use this verb ring. Now, we've already made this sentence many times. I've already used this example many times. All right, Mitsuko, was walking and began. Perfect. I was walking in the park when it began to rain. Perfect, perfect. And welcome, Mitsuko, to the lesson. It's good to have you here. All right, what about B? While Kenji something, TV, the phone, something. And please use the verbs watch and ring. And I'll give everybody time to type on their smartphones or their tablets or even their computers if it takes time. And in this first exercise, we will be doing sort of fill in the blank exercises. But after this, we will actually be making our own sentences. So you'll get a little bit more practice. It will get a little bit more difficult. Okay, so let's look at B. And I'll put my answer here. I'm sure this will be the same as everyone's back home who is watching or wherever you're watching. But Mitsuko beat me to it. So let's put Mitsuko's answer up. While Kenji was watching TV, the phone rang. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Perfect answer. And as you can see, we made that sentence many times. Watching TV and phone rang. Okay, so that was just a good review question. And YFS, while Kenji was watching TV, the phone rang. Perfect, YFS. Well done. Okay, now let's look at the next one. This one here, our keyword is as. So remember as, how we use as. As they something to the station, they something, an accident. Please use the verbs walk and see. Please use the word walk and see. What is your answer for this? As they something, they something. So we're going to have a long action and a short action. What is your answer here? Remember, as is a key word. All right, XYZ has an answer here. As they was walking to the station, they saw an accident. Oh, you're so close, XYZ, so close. Here, don't forget, our subject is they. Our subject is they. So we have to make sure that they matches the correct past be verb. So if we look, we must be choosing was or were. So in this situation, we would say were. As they were walking, they saw an accident. Okay, so as they were walking to the station, they saw an accident. Okay, as they were walking to the station, they saw an accident. All right, YFS, as they were walking to the station, they saw an accident. Perfect. Mitsuko, as they were walking to the station, they saw an accident. We have a quick question here from Rorono. I hope I pronounced that right. You have an IELTS exam in 4 hours. Give me advice. So, first, how much have you studied for this test? How much have you studied? Obviously, you know, any of these tests, it's important how much you've prepared for them. I think that a lot of if you've taken a practice test, then a lot of the practice tests, how well you do on the practice test, should let you know how well you'll do. You've been studying for 2 months. That's really good. For me, a couple of things. Time management is going to be very important. Make sure that you're always watching the time, because the time will go really quickly. They will go really, really quickly. What is your goal? What score would you like to get? So a lot of times the score you want to get will help you focus on what you should be focusing on. Now, if you want to get, you know, depending on your weak points, like if you can understand 50% or 90% of the audio, then you can understand what you should be listening to. If your listening is really good, you have 4, or you want to get a band 7. Okay. So that means your vocabulary should be very good at this point. When how well is your writing, Zero? It's important whenever I do any type of these tests, and I'm going to put my sort of advice right here, especially for writing. Anything you're going to write, I want you to write it with a main point that needs to be followed every time. Anything you write, whether this is for an IELTS test, whether it's for, for work, it's for an essay. You need to be writing. Everything is going to be with a main point first. After your main point, give a subpoint. And each of those main points and subpoints must have an example. They must have an example. Make sure you give examples for all of your points. But honestly, Rorono, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name incorrectly. You've been studying for 2 months. I think you'll be fine. You know, your test is only 4 hours away. I think at this point, the best thing you can do right now is, just take a deep breath. You've prepared, you're ready, right? So you got this. You've done it for 2 months. You have a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress before any test, right? Especially, this, you want to get a good score, but you've put in the work, you've prepared. So I think last minute, studying is not needed for you. I think you just go in, make sure you have a clear mind, take a deep breath. Don't panic. Whenever you look at the first question. If it's really difficult, you might panic. Obviously, do not do that. Don't panic. Again, take another deep breath. Look through some of the questions. And for your writing part, use part of the IELTS test to help you with the writing. Whenever I do tests, I always look at previous questions, previous grammar, previous points, and I will use that grammar during the writing part. In terms of the listening, just remain focused. Even if the listening is easy for you, you have to remain focused. But you got this, no problem. You'll get the band 7. I believe in you. Okay. And if I think of some more advice as I'm going through the lesson, I will let you know. We have one more exercise, though, I want to do here. And this time it's a little bit different. We're going to go, I'm not giving you the sentence. You are going to make your own sentence. I will give you the long action and the short action. Please use these two ideas and make a sentence. And you are most welcome. Anytime. I get nervous before tests too. So I think just being able to stay calm before the test. If you didn't study, then maybe you might want to panic. But 2 months is a long time to study. You've prepared. So I believe you will get a good score. I believe you'll get your goal. Okay, so we've got the long action, which is take a shower. We've got the short action, phone rings. The long action, which is take a shower. Short action, phone rings. Does anybody have an answer for this? Okay, so remember, and just for a quick review here, just to give you guys that hint, remember the long action is going to be using past continuous. Short action is going to be the past tense. All right, so I'll give you my answer here as well. We've got Ronoa. As I was taking a shower, my phone rang. Perfect. Mitsuko, while I was taking a shower, don't forget a shower, the phone rang. Also very good. Just don't forget the a. Okay, very, very good. YFS with an answer as well. As I was taking a shower, my phone rang. Perfect. Also perfect. Well done. Well done. Okay, so now that's how the next part of the lesson will go. I'm going to be giving you some ideas, and you're going to be joining them together, making a story, making a past continuous and past tense story. Now, again, this is a lesson from my school, so there's always a dialogue that I have, but we're not going to do that today. But remember, if you do want a copy of this lesson, just let me know. I can get that to you. So our next exercise, I'm going to be giving you some information that looks like this. I've got a long action and a short action. You're going to use that information to make a sentence. So the boy was skiing when he broke his leg. All right. So, in fact, I actually had a great conversation. Not a great conversation, but I had a conversation with one of my students about breaking things. And I've broken many, many body parts in my life. So this is very typical sentence for me. I think I am the boy. All right, let's look here. We've got a long action and a short action. And I'm going to start easy. I'm going to be giving you the verbs as well. So I've got Ms. Robinson gardening. That's the long action. And then the short action is rain. While the boy was skiing, he broke his leg. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect answer. Good job. So what about the next one? Let's make this even bigger so nobody is squinting to read it. Ms. Robinson gardening, and then rain. So remember, we're going to be using, you can choose what you would like. You can choose while, as, you can choose when as well. My advice for you, though, is if you use while in one sentence, next time use when. Make sure you're practicing both. Also, you can put while at the beginning, you can put it in the middle. Again, have some variety when you make these sentences. And that's for everybody who's going to watch on the replay as well. Have some variety when you're speaking, when you're writing. We don't always want to speak the same way. Writing as well. You don't always want to write the same way. Don't always use the same words. This is great for your test that's coming up. Have variety in the adjectives you use, the nouns you use. Just by doing that, your writing sounds so much better. All right, so my answer for number 1 here is Ms. Robinson was gardening when it began to rain. Ms. Robinson was gardening when it began to rain. Okay, so here, gardening is a verb. Gardening is a verb. And then with rain, we're going to use it began to rain, not it rained. All right, because we want to have two actions that are meeting. So it began to rain. It started to rain. Okay, next, let's move to number 2. Number 2, I'm going to move this answer kind of out of the way. That way it doesn't bother people. We've got 2 actions here. We've got the long action, which we've got 2 girls and swim. And then we've also got a short action, which is a dolphin and see. Mitsuko, Ms. Robinson was gardening when it began to rain. Perfect answer, Mitsuko. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Good job. All right, next we've got the girls and the dolphin. And we've got 2 verbs, which I've given you, swim and see. And take your time to answer these. I will definitely wait for you. And if I move too fast, you can always just put your answer into the comment section and I will check it as well. So don't worry about that. I will, check all of that for you. All right, and I'm going to put my answer here. And I'm going to have variety. In the first one, I used when. Maybe this time I'll use while. All right, let's begin this with while. And I'm going to put while at the beginning. While at the beginning will also work. So while, and I'll change some of the words. While the girls were swimming, they saw a dolphin. While the girls were swimming, they saw a dolphin. And we have another answer. The 2 girls, be careful, not was swimming. 2 girls were swimming. While the dolphin saw them. Oh, I like it. You switched it. Nice. So you're looking at the dolphin's point of view. Very good. I like it. It's a good sentence. I'm still trying to figure out how to say your name. I always want to say people's names correctly. So Roronoa, or Zoro. Let me know if I'm saying it right or if you prefer which one. Mitsuko's answer: 2 girls were swimming when they saw a dolphin. When they saw a dolphin. Don't forget a in the sentence. Excellent. Good job. All right, now let's go on. I'm going to move this out of the way so it's easier to see our next one. Our next one is doorbell, ring, Sarah, sleep. This time, as you notice, I put the long action at the bottom, short action is at the top. So let's join these 2 concepts. And let's make a sentence using past continuous and past. All right. I wish you the best of luck. I wish you the best of luck. Everybody wish Roronoa luck. Zoro, good luck. Everybody's wishing you luck. You got this. Don't worry, you got it. You'll get the score that you need. All right, good luck. All right, so we've got here doorbell, ring. We've got Sarah, sleep. And I'm going to put my answer here first. So let's look at what I've used. I've used when in the middle. I've used while at the beginning. So maybe I want to use something a little different this time. Maybe we can put while in the middle. Let's put while in the middle for this sentence. The doorbell rang while Sarah was sleeping. Here I've put while in the middle. Again, remember, there's so many options. If you want to always put it at the beginning, that's good. But sometimes let's use when as well. Doorbell rang while Sarah was sleeping. All right, and let's look at the next one here. And I'm going to move this out of the way. Let's look at number 4. A little bit tricky one. The explanation's a little bit tricky, so I'll explain that. So the long action, we've got a man, and we've got the verb drive. Right? And then the short action, this man, it's going to be the same man. Okay, so it's the same man. And then our short action is see an accident. See an accident. So again, I'm giving you the verbs. So all you have to do is change the verbs to the past continuous and the past. So what is your sentence for this? Man, we've got the long action, which is drive, and the short action, which is an accident, and the verb is see. The verb is see. All right. Oh, Mitsuko's got an answer for that last one. While Sarah was sleeping, the bell rang. The bell rang. Very, very good. Yeah, the bell. I would say doorbell is a little bit better. Doorbell. But perfect answer, Mitsuko. You put while at the beginning. Excellent. Personally, Mitsuko, I like to put while at the beginning too. That's how I usually do it. But sometimes I'll use when. Sometimes I put it in the middle. But yeah, perfect answer. Good job. So next one, we've got the man. We've got the same man. We've got drive. And we've got an accident. What will we put here? All right. And YFS with an answer here. While a man was driving, he saw an accident. Perfect, perfect answer. Perfect, perfect answer. Good job, YFS. All right, so that means he was driving, and boom, there was an accident, and he saw the accident. We've got here, XYZ says the man was driving when he saw an accident. All right, so here we used when, and when is in the middle. Also, perfect answer, perfect answer. So XYZ's answer and YFS answer, they use different conjunctions. YFS used while, XYZ used when. But the meaning of the sentence is the same. The meaning is the same. So it's up to you what you would like to choose. All right. So I think, Mitsuko, you've got the beginning of your answer here. You probably accidentally pressed enter, and there we go. Your complete answer. Man was driving when he saw an accident. Very good. I only suggest, Mitsuko, the first, please put a man or the man. Let's put an article before the noun. So a man was driving when he saw an accident, or the man was driving when he saw an accident. All right, but perfect. You put when in the middle. Well done. Okay, next. I like this one. This is always a fun one for me. We've got the short action. I put the short action at the top, and we've got 10,000 yen. 10,000 yen. And if some of you don't know, how much is 10,000 yen? Yen is the Japanese currency. And because I live in Japan, I usually use yen in my lessons. But if we were just kind of roughly, if we just wanted a rough translation, $100, $100. In fact, right now it's not $100. Japanese yen is very weak, so it's probably like $70, I think. But just for the lesson, let's imagine it's $100. You see, there's a train floor, see, and $100. That's your short action. Long action, we've got a boy, ride, and then train. Boy, ride, and train. All right, what is your answer for this? And I'll put my answer here as well so everybody can see. I wish this has never happened to me. This has never happened to me. And if it did happen, I know what I would do. But let's put the answer. Let's put my answer first, and then I'll wait for other people's answers as well. So I'm going to start with the long action. So a boy was riding on a train when he saw, let's change this to dollars, $100 on the train floor. Okay, so even though I gave you a lot of information, we have to be careful about our prepositions, our articles. So it's on the train floor. The $100 is on the floor. All right, so a boy was riding on a train when he saw $100 on the train floor. So what about you guys? What would you do if you were riding on a train and you saw $100 on the floor or 10,000 yen on the floor, or, whatever currency you use, that equivalent currency. If you saw that on a train floor, what would you do? And if there was nobody else on the train, it's only you, what would you do? Leave your answers in the comment section. All right, Mitsuko, you have an answer. A boy was riding on a train when he saw 10,000 yen on the train floor. Perfect, perfect. You chose the correct articles, and you also included the preposition on. Very, very good job, Mitsuko. All right, excellent. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's do a few more. I've got a lot, but I want to do a few more of these, and then we're going to give you a bonus one as well. Now, from number 6, it's becoming a little bit more difficult. And let me just move this answer out of the way. Number 6 has become a little bit more difficult. I'm not giving you any verbs. So you have to think of the verbs that you will use for both of the sentences. So number 1, I'm telling you if it's a long action or short action. All right, so you know whether to use past continuous or past tense. That I will give you. So we've got the long action, we've got the short action. We've got she, and we've got the word dog. And then short action, that's she, and we've got the word friend. Please use that information to make a sentence where we're joining the past continuous and the past. And remember, everybody who is watching on the replay, make sure you let me know what you would do if you saw, $100, 10,000 yen on a train floor. And if you were the only one riding on that train, what would you do? Also, anybody who's watching this on the replay or watching it now, if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot of lessons that I'm sure will help your English, so make sure you subscribe. All right, so this next one, number 6, remember, this is a little bit more difficult because I haven't given you the verbs. You have to choose the verbs here. We've got she, we've got dog, we've got she, we've got friend. And I'll put my answer as well for anyone. I'll give everybody a few more seconds to try putting their answer here. All right, let me put my answer down here as well. I know a lot of people might be watching on the replay, so they want to see an answer quickly. But remember, just put your answer in the comments and I'll check that. So what we've got she and dog. We've got she and friend. YFS has given her answer. While she was walking her dog when she saw her friend. You're almost there. Almost, YFS. You've got while and when. You've used while and when. We can't use while and when together in this type of sentence. So if you remove the when, then you got a perfect sentence. While she was walking her dog, she saw her friend. While she was walking her dog, she saw her friend. All right, that's a good answer there. So don't just remove the when. So okay, perfect. Mitsuko, you have an answer. She was walking with her dog when she saw her friend. Perfect grammar. Perfect grammar. I would change one thing, Mitsuko. With her dog. With her dog. Usually in English, we're going to say she was walking her dog. Or another phrase we could say is, she was taking her dog for a walk. She was taking her dog for a walk. Those are quite common. So why don't we say with in this situation? So with is good because it means they're together. So I understand why you used with. But a lot of times with means that both people are at an equal status, right? Both people chose to go for a walk. So if I'm going to go, Mitsuko, for a walk with you, I'll ask you, hey, Mitsuko, do you want to go for a walk? And you say, yes. So we've both decided, and then we're going to go together. You both have independent thinking. But with a dog and the dog's owner, it's the owner who is doing everything. The owner has a leash, right? So they're taking the dog for a walk or they're walking the dog. The dog doesn't have much control. So because the dog doesn't have control, we don't say with in most cases. The grammar is fine. I understand your sentence. But yeah, generally for a dog, we just say walking her dog or taking her dog for a walk. Now, everybody said she saw her friend, which is great. I'm going to introduce one more phrase here. One more phrase. I'm going to use this one here, and I'm going to remove saw. I'm going to give you a different option. I'm going to say she ran into her friend. She ran into her friend. While she was walking her dog, she ran into her friend. Mitsuko, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Does that make sense? Does my explanation about the dog make sense? I hope so. Let me know if you understand. But yeah, you're very welcome. So run into. While she was walking her dog, she ran into her friend. We use this, run into someone. It doesn't mean hitting the person. You're running, bang. Okay, that's not the meaning. Run into someone means you meet someone unexpectedly. So you meet someone unexpectedly. All right, so you meet someone unexpectedly. You meet someone unexpectedly. So you're not planning this. I didn't plan to meet my friend. It happened. Oh, wow, there's my friend. All right, so we use run into someone. Okay, let's do a couple more. These ones will have no verbs, so they're more challenging. So it's really good practice for you. So number 7, long action, short action. We've got boy, we've got basketball, we've got he, and we've got leg. Boy, basketball, he, and leg. What is your answer here? And, speaking of basketball, I'm a big basketball person. I love basketball. I will actually go and coach basketball a little later today. I have a 3.5 hour practice today, and I'm feeling very, very energetic. So I think it'll be a good practice. Hopefully the kids are good, and hopefully they listen. Hopefully I don't have to make them run too much. All right, so we've got, again, the boy, we've got basketball, we've got he, and we've got leg. We've got long action, and we've got a short action. All right, XYZ has an answer here. The boy was playing basketball when he hurt his leg. Perfect, perfect, perfect answer. The boy was playing basketball when he hurt his leg. All right, so in this one, XYZ, you use the word hurt. This is a great verb. You know, hurt is a verb. And the great thing about hurt is the present, past, and past participle, they don't change. So I'm going to put that on the screen for everybody. You know, it's going to be hurt, hurt, hurt. There's no change in that verb. All right, so let's go with an answer. The boy was playing basketball when he broke his leg. Excellent. Excellent. Perfect. Another great answer. YFS, while the boy was playing basketball, he injured his leg. Excellent. Again, we've got 3 answers, 3 different verbs to talk about the leg. And all of the sentences are perfect. We've got hurt, we've got broke, we've got injured. All right, so English has a lot of variety. We have many options to make sentences. Here, YFS, you started with while. Mitsuko, you put when in the middle. XYZ, you put when in the middle. You know, we could also say, because I go and coach basketball, this one thing that happens a lot is this. I'm going to put it on the screen here. Let's show that. Sprained ankle. Sprained ankle. Does anybody know what a sprained ankle is? So a sprained ankle is when you're running, and you kind of twist your ankle. It twists, and maybe your feet go the wrong way, so your ankle becomes very, painful. You hurt your ankle. It's not broken, but it's the ankle and the muscle and the ligaments have been twisted. So we call that a sprained ankle. So I could use that. The boy was playing basketball when he sprained his ankle. Okay, excellent. Good job, everybody. All right, let's do one more, and then I have homework for everybody as well. We've got the lady, we've got bath, we've got someone, and we've got door. So we've got a short action and long action. We've got bath, door, lady, someone. What are your answers for this? And I will put my answer down right here, but I'm going to give you just a few more seconds, give everybody a little bit of time to give their answer. We've got lady, bath, someone, door. And remember, try to use some variety. If you used while last time, please use when. If you used when last time, please use while. Make sure you're practicing how to use both. I used when in the last sentence, so this time I'm going to use while. And I'm going to put that answer right down here. So while the lady was taking a bath, someone knocked on the door. While the lady was taking a bath, someone knocked on the door. YFS, the lady was having a bath when someone was on the door. Very close, very close. Not on the door here. I would say at the door. At the door. Not on, but at the door. Really good sentence, by the way, at YFS. Someone was at the door. That means somebody knocked or rang the bell. So someone was at the door. The lady, don't forget the verb was. The lady was taking a bath while someone knocked on the door. All right, almost. Remember, after while, we will use past continuous. So because your sentence is knocked, it's past tense, you should use when in this situation. Okay, or Mitsuko, you could put while at the very beginning. While the lady was taking a bath, someone knocked on the door. While the lady was taking a bath, someone knocked on the door. Okay, very good. Does that make sense to everyone? All right, so I'm sure a lot of you, if you were here in Japan, your lunch break is over. So I will wrap things up for today, but I do have homework for everyone. That means for people who are watching now and people watching on the replay. Let me scroll down. I got some homework ready here. So what I've got here are just 2 words. I've got 2 words. I've got cafe and call, movie and noise, tennis and ankle. I've not given you any subjects. I haven't talked about any people. There's no verbs here. Your choice. It's your choice to choose the subject, choose the verbs, but join these 2 ideas and make a sentence. Now, it's up to you. If you want to just do one, choose one. But if you want to do all 3, that's great. You should do all 3. And once you've made a sentence, leave it in the comment section. And that means when the lesson is done, when the live lesson is done, and when you see the replay, leave your answers in that comment section and I will check it for you. All right. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand? If you have any questions, please let me know. So remember, today we're doing past continuous and past. All right, XYZ, good. You got it. YFS already with homework. While he was at a cafe, he got a phone call. Very good. While he was at a cafe, he got a phone call. Okay. So make sure, though, YFS, the next 2, leave them in the comment section for when the lesson is done. All right. Do it during the replay of this lesson. Perfect. Just don't forget while he was at a cafe. He got a phone call. Well done. Well done. Good job. If there are no more questions, then I'm going to call it a day. And remember, again, anybody who's watching on the replay, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do so. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, hit the notification bell. It will mean a lot to me. It'll be really helpful. And, I'm positive my channel, my lessons will help your English. So do that. And I will also be doing another live lesson this Saturday and this Sunday. So if you can join me live, great. If you can't, watch it on the replay. All right. It looks like there are no questions. And I just want to thank everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, past continuous and past. We use it a lot when we're telling stories. So especially if you're telling a story about your past vacation or the weekend or yesterday, we're going to be using these two grammar tenses. So make sure you practice how to use them. Don't forget your homework. Leave that in the comment section during the replay of this video. All right, guys. Until the next lesson, I'll see you next time. See ya.